Okay, welcome everyone. We are still on the rural development series, and today we'll be talking about methods of motivating society for social actions through community development. Our expectation is at the end of this discussion session, everyone should be able to at least define the concept social action as well as the concept community development and as well discuss the methods of motivating societies for social action. All right, what do we mean by motivation? Motivation is very important in any activity. Different tasks require different methods of motivation. Similarly, we can say that different individuals require different methods to get them to be motivated. This has to do with individual differences in nature of the task on ground. We'll be talking about these different things that make people different in this series and how to get them motivated. Now, sociologists use the term social action to refer to organized collective activities to bring about or resist fundamental change in an existing group or society. Some scholars have even recognized the special importance of social action when they define it as collective enterprises to establish a new order of life. Now, what is the meaning of this social action? In many nations, including Nigeria, social actions have had a dramatic impact on the course of history and the evolution of the social structure of such places. Considered actions of the National Nigerian Labour Congress, the NLC, the Trade Union Congress, TUC, and in the near past, the Bring Back Our Girls group, the BBOGS group. Then we also talk about other groups that are fighting for one social action or the other. All right. Now, members of each of these social action groups stepped outside the traditional channels of bringing about change to instigate a social change. Yet, they had a noticeable influence on the public policy despite this stepping out of the norm. So, from these little preamble I've just given, you have an incline on where I'm going. When social actions are unsuccessful, they contribute to the formation of public opinion because they stir up a whole lot of discussion. They create a whole lot of awareness and they bring a whole lot of topics to the table for discussion. Some functionalists view social movement as training ground for leaders of political establishment. Such heads of states as Cuba's Fidel Castro, South Africa's Nelson Mandela came to power after serving as leaders of revolutionary movements, which we can also call social action groups. How and why do social movements emerge is some of the things we'll be saying in this short in this short discourse we'll be having today. Now, okay, by way of definition, sociologists have defined social action to refer to organized collective activities to bring about or resist fundamental change in an existing group or society. Others have defined social action as collective enterprise to establish a new order of life. But what causes them to organize at a particular at a particular moment in a collective effort to bring about this change is what social action tends to astray. Sociologists rely on two explanations for why people mobilize. One, the relative deprivation and resource mobilization approaches. If people are relatively deprived, they can mobilize. If resource mobilization has an issue, they can mobilize. Sociologists have posited this. Now, we also mentioned that we'll be talking about community development today. Now, what is the meaning of community development? Community development, according to United Nations Organization, is the process by which the efforts of the people themselves are united with those of the government authorities to improve the economic, social, cultural, and social and cultural conditions of the communities, to integrate those communities with the life of the nation, and to enable them contribute fully to national progress. Community development can also be defined as the process of social change in which people of the community organize themselves for the identification of their needs, planning and taking action to meet those needs with maximum reliance on their own initiative and resources, supplemented with assistance in any form from the government or non-governmental organization. Other definition of community development has seen it as the ability of the people to use their traditional institutions and creativity to initiate self-help projects aimed at responding positively to the problems of their environment. Although the responsibility of initiating such project lies with the members of the community, they do not necessarily uh, have to conclude them alone. People can extend a hand to help them. The idea is that in initiating the project, a particular community must have indicated its most pressing and generally acknowledged needs. So once it can identify those needs and indicate them, then they can start from there. This is a democratic, people-centered model of community development, which tries to satisfy the basic needs of the people. As seen from the definition of community development, we say community development is defined from different perspectives. Like the United Nations defined it, and other authors have defined it, but they've defined it from different perspectives. Whatever the definition is, or however it is, community development involves a balanced social and economic development with emphasis on the equitable distribution of resources as well as creation of benefits. Community development involves a concerted effort of the people of a given community, government, and non-government organization towards uplifting the standard of the people in a particular environment. In other words, an effort made to ensure advancement of any community is termed community development. Such advancement could be social, economic, political, or cultural. Although the concept and definition of community development could vary according to discipline and orientation, some common elements in the definitions include the following. One, community development is a process involving joint effort and different approaches. Two, it can be carried out by governmental organizations and non-governmental agencies. We have philanthropists participate in community development. We have agencies of government participate. Three, it involves the use of people's initiative and resources. Four, assistance can also be obtained from outside the community area for community development. Five, uh, it involves, or it aims at improving the living condition of the people. This could be socially, economically, politically, culturally, and religiously uh, aligned. All right. Now, methods of motivating society for social action through community development. There are different methods to motivate society for social action through community development. According to some authors, Bernstein and Stenner, this method include one, enlightenment campaign. You need to enlighten the people. You need to bring about some kind of learning, bringing them to a new knowledge. Two, reward system. There must be something to gain. Three, persuasive talk. Get them to do things. Persuade them. Four, involvement of community members in decision-making process. You just cannot come in and bring about development. They must be, the people involved must be part of it. Five, use of bottom-top approach. We've talked about this as a very vital tool for rural development as well as community development. Bottom-top approach. Use bottom-top approach in determining developmental project. Six, involvement of local communities in spontaneous community development activities. Seven, placing emphasis on community felt needs, not needs that are being formulated or articulated by rural development agencies or governmental agencies. No, placing emphasis on community felt needs. We have today talked about the meaning of social action, the meaning of community development, method of motivating societies to take social actions through community development. Thank you for listening as I look forward to seeing you in my next class.